Dewi, congratulations first and foremost on the back of a fantastic season. What are your general thoughts on a double winning campaign last year?
I don't think the only way it could have gone better is had we come away with the treble, but I don't think any of us can complain about winning the double. I think we were the best team in the league in terms of the way that we played, and obviously the results showed that as well. I think we deservedly won that league.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the long-term aims of the club, obviously there's a plan in place at the moment. Is that a huge couple of things that have been ticked off for you last year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with this club, I think everyone's pulling in the same direction. Everyone understands the end goal, but whereas mine might be a little bit different to others, I want to take this club into the Welsh Prem, and that's my end goal. And with the plans that the plans with this place, we're going to knock the change rooms down, have a double-storey building with a bar, and make renovations to the stadium. It's just going to be amazing what this club potentially could turn into. So long term, it's going to be an exciting period of time for this club.
It's very rare for a manager and for a club to have what they had last season, particularly with the entire community coming together. We saw so many supporters, not just here at Central Park, but going away from home and really backing you. How pivotal was that for you last season, and how much do you want to see that continue?
I think the game where I think the players realised what they'd almost done to this community was the Joe Thomas final, where we took five full busloads down to Newtown, and even though we lost, everyone behind the goal chanting some of the players' names and chanting the club. It was that was quite surreal considering the result. But yeah, it's amazing. And then thinking back to the Bangor game where the place was packed, and then you're going into this season with big games at home, and it's going to be I'm expecting even more through the gate, if I'm being totally honest with you. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
Obviously, it was really great success last season. You mentioned obviously 2 cup finals, winning the league, doing the double. The season before, obviously, hugely disappointed where we missed out. What have you had to change about perhaps yourself as well within that time where you've had that failure and then you've come back and had that success? How have you developed your management style?
I think this season, I'm probably different to a lot of managers. Like I'll never be able to gain the respect of this dressing room through my playing ability, and I can accept that. Doesn't bother me one bit. And then I won't be able to rule that dressing room through fear. I wouldn't be scared of me if I was a player. So I've got to be totally different, really different, and that's by being tactically. I don't think anyone could contain us. The way that we pass the ball, and the way that we've gone over and over in things in training, and been quite pedantic about things in training, but it's definitely worked. And honesty as well. I think that's a massive part of this group of players that we've got. I'm totally honest with them, and I think you gain a lot more respect by being honest and keeping to your word, and I think that's a massive part as well. And then keeping a good dressing room, getting rid of bad eggs. That is a massive part of creating a successful team. It's like if you've got one bad egg, it can spoil the whole thing. I think that's so that dressing room this last season was best I've ever been involved in. It was some atmosphere.
I was going to say, how crucial was that dressing room? I mean, to look at the players you've retained for next season, you've contained pretty much the majority of them. That's got to be a huge boost for you going into the JD Cymru North next season. Yeah,
I think that was the aim at the start of last season. When I look back, when we sat down with us as a staff, it's like we need to be recruiting tier 2 players, and if we can do that, then it gives us a better chance of winning the tier 3 league. And because we went for young, talented, good tier 2 players, then this season we should be in a good position to be able to maintain this squad, and then hopefully maintain our place in and give a good account of ourselves in the JD North as well.
And in terms of new players coming in, you've already got a couple through in the door. What can you tell us about them?
Tom Weir. I've been after Tom Weir for about 5 years, and I've finally managed to sign him. Tom's a big, strong, quick striker. He was at Gresford last season, and I know Eddie was really disappointed to see him leave. So he'll give us something different to what Woggy and Jacob have given us. And then Ryan Kershaw has signed. Kirsch, I've known for a long time through our battles with TNS when I was at Bala. Yeah, and he will give us something totally different as well to the centre midfielders that we've got. He's played at a very good standard. He's a regular for Druids and Denbigh Town in the Welsh Prem, so he'll be a huge signing for us. And then going forward, hopefully another 2 or 3 through the door next week, and then yeah, be happy then.
Squad obviously coming on really well then. In terms of the pre-season preparations, bit of a different one this year because you finished so late, I guess. What are the plans and what have you done so far this summer?
Yeah, we've done things a little bit different just because our last game was May the 20th, I think, in Caersus, in the final against Bow Street, and it's only been, 5 weeks. I just felt it was unfair to ask the players and the staff to come back in so early, because I know some teams have been in since June the 6th, and yeah, it's just totally unfair on the players and the family of the players as well. So we've asked them to get their own runs in at home, and then on the basis that we look after them, and they'll have one more weekend off this weekend, and then we're back to it then flat out, and there'll be game Tuesday, game weekend, and that'll be it then until our first game against Flint.
And finally, in terms of your aims for next season on the pitch, do you have aims in your head now? Do you wait for them to develop during pre-season, see the squad you build? What's the idea in your head? What's a successful season at the moment?
A successful season for any promoted team is to stay in that league, and then you build from there. So if we can stay in the league, which I'm really confident we can, then it'll be a good season. And then but the players know exactly my mindset, and yeah, that'll be between us and the players, and so hopefully stay in the league, and then let's see what happens after that.
Brilliant. Dewi, congratulations on last season, and cheers for talking to us.
Diolch.